In this video, I'm going to go over my garage sale finds I got for Saturday, and one sale I picked up 500 plus items for $40. Let's see what that is and let's get those finds.
Okay, so 15, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's 16, right? So
16 plus 15,
31,
3.
and then that, so that'd be 40.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, in the sale you just saw, I picked up a bunch of Paw Patrol toys, some Batman figures, and then I picked up an Xbox bag, Xbox 360. It's an Elite, nothing crazy or anything, but 15 bucks for it, and then a couple games. So for the whole total lot, I paid $42 for all this. A lot of this is new in box, so it'll be very, very easy to sell. She just wanted to move the stuff, so overall I'm happy, and hopefully we find more stuff. Anyways, guys, next sale. And that's all right there. Just picked up some random stuff, a bunch of different type of t-shirts. There's some anime and there's some gaming. There's like a Mega Man one in here that I'm gonna showcase better in the pickup recap. But that one drew me in. I like that Mega Man. And then I found this little Barney plush. I haven't seen Barney in forever, so I thought I'd pick them up. And a little creepy clown thing. So for all that, I paid $6. Not bad. And that's all right there. I just picked up this box of books. Miscellaneous, all of it was for $5. They wanted 50 cents a piece. I said, how much would you do for the whole box? I'm planning to do lots. Like I showed you guys in the past, lots of books can sell for some decent money, so hopefully this ends up turning out to be a good flip. Anyways, guys, next sale. It's a gang of them. Yeah. That's all right. He was into cars and vehicles, huh?
Yeah, I guess the guy was. It's the first day of me being here.
Oh, really?
So I was like, yeah there's a lot of
vehicles and random stuff.
Yeah.
These are one of the things I might regret buying, but oh well. Because there's so many.
Clicker book.
Yeah, this box is not going to be big enough. Yeah, all these are hot rods. Good morning, everyone. So it's Saturday morning. I've already hit up a couple of sales, as you saw. I just made a big buy. Big in the sense of the amount. So I saw a bunch of magazines at this estate sale. And, you know, I made a pile of some airplane toys that I'll go over in the pickup recap. But then I noticed these hot rod magazines, and there was a gang of them. I could easily say there's 500 plus or more. And in the past, I've seen people sell big lots of magazines on eBay for, like, you know, a good amount of money. So I decided to ask him how much he wanted for all of them, and he told me, you know, he didn't know, throw an offer. I said, you know, I really don't know. I was just seeing, I kind of don't want to buy them, but if it's a good deal, I'll buy them. And right when I said that, he said, how about 45? And I said, you know, could you do 40? No change. He said, yeah, that's fine. So I bought 500 plus, it might even be 1,000, guys, of hot rod magazines. And I think this is going to be a very good deal. I'm probably going to make lots of 100 or 50 or something like that. I have to look it up, but the only not fun part is lugging all this stuff over here. So this one, there's some yard sale finds, but as you can see, there's some hot rod magazines right there, hot rod magazines right there, and in my trunk. So it's a lot of stuff. Because it's been slow, I decided to dabble in this, and hopefully it ends up working out. But overall, I think I'm going to be doing pretty good on these magazine lots. Anyways, guys, next sale. If not, see you guys in the pickup recap.
Good morning, guys. Hopefully you guys are having a good weekend. As I stated in the beginning of the video, there was one find in this video where I picked up over 500 items for $40. And I mean, more or less, I think it's gonna be very profitable, and we'll get to it at the end. But first, let me go over my other pickups before I get to that. And actually, I'm kind of excited because normally I've been having to combine other days with Saturday to have a full video, and I was actually able to, you know, just have a Saturday video for a while. It's been a while. The first sale I actually hit up, I actually, you know, drove out, and I was heading to another sale, and I saw a sign, pulled in. And I'm glad I did, because I found a very good deal. So the lady had a bunch of new old stock, you know, toys. There was some Paw Patrol, there was some Inside Out, and some other random stuff. I think there was some Batman stuff. And you know, I asked her how much. She said 3 a piece. The Batman stuff she wanted 4, and I said, you know, I could do 3. If not, that's fine. And I wasn't about to put them back, and she said 3 was fine. So all the toys and figures were $3. And then I asked the gist of any video game stuff, and then she pointed to a bin. In the bin there was Xbox 360 and a couple games, but she wanted, I think, $5 a game. So I only picked out the good ones that I thought were the decent ones, and I left the Snickle Fritz, or the shovelware, there in the bin. I didn't want to deal with it, and actually just got done selling a bunch of Xbox 360 bulk, and I don't want to really rebuild that at the moment. But especially not at $5 a piece. I asked her how much for everything, and it ended up being $40. And again, that's including the toys being 3 a piece. The Xbox 360 she priced at $15, and the games were $5 a piece. So overall, I'm happy, and I have listed some of the toys already, and one of the Inside Out ones is worth quite a bit of money. So I'm very, very happy that that will basically almost make my money back right there. At another sale, I found some t-shirts. Normally I tend to not look at t-shirts, even though I should be looking at them, especially the vintage ones that are worth a lot of money, right? I'm starting to learn a little more about it, but I haven't really dived into clothing as of late. It's kind of, I do enjoy clothing though, because it is kind of easy to list. I mean, you just take a couple pictures and just make sure, but the thing that scares me on it is that sometimes you don't see a little hole or a little tear, and that's what you have to worry about. I did go to the sale and I saw some video game shirts, so I picked those up, and some anime shirts, and I picked those up. And then at the table I saw some, you know, plushes and a clown, and I asked her how much for the Barney plush and how much for the clown, and she said $1 a piece. So at this sale, for all the shirts in the plush and the clown, I only paid $6. I thought that was fair. I have already sold one of the shirts for $7, so that's most of my money back right there. And you know, I still have 3 other shirts to sell plus the plushes. So overall, I think that's going to be a good investment. Even not going to be mind-blowing or crazy, but it is some money back. All right, at the next sale I found a bunch of books. Now most people would think that this is kind of boring, and or I don't want to bother with it. They look old, they look gross. I mean, books suck. But I looked at it, and from past experience and from seeing other YouTubers, you know, vintage books sometimes tend to be worth a lot of money. But what I had in mind was bundle lots of the books, because I was hoping that there would all be one author, or the majority of them would be one author. So I just decided to make a play, and I asked her, you know, how much for the whole box. She wanted 50 cents a book, I think, and she said $5 for the whole box. I said okay. And you know, when I bought the whole box, I did not know there was a bag inside the box with even older books. So I just had seen the surface, and it looked like, you know, novels from different authors that were not that old. They were, you know, 2000s or something like that. So now, after looking at all the books and stuff, I was pleasantly surprised. So yes, I could still make some bundle lots, but not as big as I would like. More or less, I made like some bundle lots of $10, you know, or so. Will I get that? I have no idea. If it doesn't work out, I'll just end up donating it. But I'm so glad I bought this box, because in the bag, inside the box, there was some vintage old books. One of them was really bad. I still try to list it because I did see a sold comp. So I listed it for like 20 bucks or so, but the cover is like really dinged up or whatever. But the other one, the Gone with the Wind, that one really surprised me. So Gone with the Wind, I didn't really think much of it, but I just happened to look it up. And this one's the November 1936 printing, the first printing of November. So just because of that, I saw a sold comp of over $100 for it. I'm not gonna try to get that. I'm just trying to get $100 for it. Mine's it's in pretty decent condition for the age of it. That just blew my mind. And again, it was just a $5 pickup. And had I not done that, I would not have this profit right here. And I actually have money to spill over on another buy I made that I kind of regret on this day. So more or less, I'm very happy with that, and hopefully it ends up selling for the $100 that I'm asking. But again, don't be sleeping on books, because I mean, hopefully this example helps you. Sometimes big lot books go for cheap, and you end up profiting a lot. Next sale is the one I kind of regret buying. So I went to the sale and I saw like 2 or 3 Dragon Ball Z figures out on a table, and he said, you know, I have way more. And he took me to his room, and he had the figures look really cool. They do Banpresto or whatever is the brand, and they look very, very nice. And you know, he was trying to get, you know, $20 a pop, and there was really big ones, and the really big ones he wanted 80, and I just threw an offer of 60. He said no, and they did have the box. That does add some value, but I'm glad I didn't get those, because they go for about 80, so it would have been just a wash if I bought it and resold it, so it made no sense. So I got some of the smaller figures, and you know, I asked him, can you do a bundle off for me? He said he took off 20. They look very, very cool, but the problem is they're not high dollar. So most of these I'm gonna be able to resell for about 20, which is what I bought them for, which is not good for the reselling aspect of it. But more or less, if I don't end up selling them, I'm probably gonna keep them, because I have mentioned before, and I am a big DBZ fan, so hopefully if they don't sell, I'll end up keeping them, but hopefully they end up selling. No surprises here. Most of them go for about $20, and I have learned, you know, by researching these, you know, what to look for the more expensive figures. So I mean, if anything, that is some sort of payment back, so I know now in the future not to buy this stuff, especially for that kind of price. Again, the Gone with the Wind book helps me pay for a portion of this back too, so am I happy? Yeah, it's okay. But I mean, the thing with figures, they are very attractive, and they look, you know, very cool, and your fandom is like building inside you, and you're like, oh, I want to buy them, and they're probably worth a lot because I like them. You have to stop that, because a lot of times stuff you might like, it might not be worth it. I mean, unless you're very familiar with it and you already know. But in this case, I should have not bought this. I should have skipped. Oh, I also got a T-Rex, and I think the T-Rex is worth about $10, and I actually got that for free, so that's another play on the buy. But still, $100 was way too much. I should have, if it was like maybe 50 or 40, it would have been more comfortable. And I mean, I'm just being transparent with you guys. Normally a lot of YouTubers don't show mistakes, but this was a mistake, and I kind of regret it, but more or less I just gotta live with it. All right, and now we're in the last sale, which is the one I clickbaited you, hopefully, on this one. And I am so happy that I was able to come up on this sale. So it was an estate sale. It was advertised on Craigslist, but it was not advertised on estatesales.net, which is highly unusual. A lot of times the estate sales that are not like a big corporation, they will post on Craigslist, but it's been fewer and fewer the last couple of years. So I just so happened to look at the pictures, and there was some model figures and stuff for airplanes, and I was like, okay, maybe some of that stuff can be worth some money, and maybe some of that stuff makes me want to go there. So this was the last sale I hit up. It was like almost 10 o'clock when I went to this one. So they opened at 8, so it was already 2 hours in. So I have no idea, like, if I missed out anything before. Probably did. But anyways, I went there. They had a bunch of stuff outside, and it looked like a junkyard, like literally it did. And you know, I went to one of the boxes, and I saw a bunch of different smaller plain figures, and they looked decent. They looked die cast, so I thought I'd do a play on that. So I took those to the front and asked them, you know, how much for the airplane box. They told me 20. And then I saw some model sealed figures, and I asked them how much for that. They told me 20. And then I went inside. And then when I went inside, I was just browsing. I was trying to Google a bunch of books. I had the time, no one was there bothering me. That was the nice thing, that it wasn't advertised on estatesales.net, because a lot of times when it is advertised on that site, there's a gang of people at all times. So it was nice to have time to look around and, you know, do whatnot. I did a bunch of research on books that ended up not panning out. But in the living room, there was a bunch of magazines, and I noticed a lot of them were just one type, which was Hot Rod magazine. So I happened to, you know, eBay comp, you know, Hot Rod magazine lot, and I saw 7 of them sold for like 20 bucks, and I was like, Now granted, those were vintage or really old or whatever, but it got me thinking, and my wheels turning in my head, you know, I can make a play on these, and if I can get them cheap enough, I'll buy them, and then I can make a huge profit on these, or hopefully a huge profit, right, if they sell. So I went to the front and asked him, you know, how you have a whole bunch of Hot Rod magazines over there, how much were you asking on them? And he couldn't think of a price, and he wanted me to spit out an offer. And you know, I told him, yeah, I wouldn't know. I was just seeing if it was cheap enough, I I would pick it up, and he just threw off a number of $50, and I said, if you do 40, I'll take it. And he said, done. And he got a little helper guy to help me, and I'm not kidding you guys, it's 500 plus of magazines, and it's just insane the amount of magazines that are in here. It was super heavy to bring in and to my car and to lug around. So what I'm doing, and my play on this, is doing bundle lots of 50. If you're watching this right now, as when the video went live, you'll see the hot rod magazines on my eBay store, link in the description below. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, I do have them listed. So I did 50 magazines for, like, you know, $49.99, $54.99, you know, stuff like that. And hopefully these end up panning out. Now, if I can get what I'm asking for, which I should, I think I've seen some history on Terapeak, which is eBay search tool that sellers have that have a store. You can research prior to a year, right? You can research up to 2 years back, which is kind of useful. Hopefully that ends up panning out. And I did find some gems in there already. There was some really old ones. I think the oldest one was 1950s, which is the key era for hot rod magazines. So those I have set aside, and I'm looking more into them, but the lots hopefully end up working out and panning out. And overall, I think that sale saved the day for me, because I mean, a lot of these sales were not profitable. The one book score, right? Things were looking grim, and also these magazines were going to keep me busy. So typically what I do in a week is I take the garage sale finds and I list them throughout the week. But lately, because the sales have been a lot less, it's been really hard to do that and pan out. So I've been working on my death pile, but death pile items, the reason they're in the death pile is because there's some issues with them. I have to test them, I have to clean them, or whatever else I have to do with them. That's why they're sitting there, because they're not fast. And eventually I'm gonna have to do that, and I'm planning to do that on the winter time when there's no sales. But I've been having to dig out of the death pile as of late, because I have been running out of items. So the magazines are definitely going to help. What I'm going to do is I'm going to list a couple, wait and see if they sell, and maybe a couple weeks I'll list some more. But hopefully they end up flipping for the price I'm asking. I mean, even if I have to send off, that's fine. Anyways, that was my big sale of the day. 500 plus items for $40. That's fine with me. I have no doubt I'm gonna make my money back on it, and maybe some profit. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to sell all of them, but for the most part, I think I should be doing pretty well on this one. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe for more videos, and follow my Instagram at GrimzyRaider. Thanks for watching, and we'll see what I find next. Thanks, guys. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and maybe watch one of these videos right here. Maybe this one or this one.